Time for JesterEngine.com's daily technology roundup. Big headline to start, OpenAI has declared a code red to fix ChatGPT after a rocky rollout, safety lawsuits, and rising pressure from Google's Gemini. They even paused some ad work. Quick summary, internal memo, infrastructure cost worries, and a user revolt over recent changes.
Yep, Altman ordered the company to reprioritize. It's a classic startup versus scale moment. Massive usage, huge server bills, and the need to tighten safety while competitors close in.
Thoughtful question, how real is the threat from Gemini, and is the ad talk a symptom of financial strain or strategic testing?
Both. Gemini is a credible competitor with deep Google integration, which forces OpenAI to sharpen the product. The ad code that surfaced suggests they explored monetization, but the memo shows product quality and legal risk took precedence. Ads could bring revenue, but also gnaw at user trust when AI is generating answers. That's a delicate trade-off.
So we're seeing corporate triage, fix the model, settle safety gaps, and then revisit business models.
Exactly. The next few months will be all about speed, accuracy, and predictable costs, all while keeping users from feeling like the AI sold out. And yes, investors will want answers too.
Shift of the week in hardware. Micron is retiring its crucial consumer brand and walking away from direct-to-consumer RAM and SSD sales. The company says it needs to prioritize AI data center demand.
That move underlines how ferocious memory demand is from generative AI server farms. DRAM and high-end NAND are now strategic resources for cloud and hyperscalers, and suppliers are reallocating where margins and volumes live.
A question for you, what does this mean for gamers, builders, and small OEMs who relied on crucial parts?
Short answer, tighter supply, higher prices, and fewer off-the-shelf options. We already saw memory price volatility. Losing a major consumer brand concentrates supply toward enterprise buyers. For hobbyists, it raises costs and forces them to plan upgrades earlier or accept slower availability.
Any longer-term consequences?
Yes, more consolidation in the supply chain and a clearer separation between consumer and data center product lines. It's a sign the industry is reorganizing around AI scale.
Design world shakeup. Alan Dye, Apple's longtime head of human interface design, is leaving to become Meta's chief design officer and will run a new studio focused on hardware, software, and AI integration.
That's a notable hire. Dye led work on iOS, visionOS, and the so-called liquid glass interface. Meta wants that expertise as it pushes hardware like AR glasses and mixed reality devices.
My question, is this just another executive poach, or does it signal something bigger about where product design is headed?
It signals a few things. First, design talent is strategic for companies building integrated hardware, software, AI experiences. Second, Meta is betting on polished UX as a differentiator in a crowded AR/AI field. For Apple, replacing Dye with a veteran internal designer keeps continuity, but the optics of talent flowing to Meta underscore how competition for UI AI thinking is intensifying.
So expect sharper design competition across platforms and probably a few opinionated tweets.
Always a given.
On the regulatory front, India reversed course and said it will not mandate pre-installation of the government cybersecurity app Sanchar Saathi after a strong backlash from manufacturers, privacy advocates, and opposition politicians. The app remains available voluntarily, but the U-turn highlights how sensitive mandatory pre-installed government software is, especially when permissions include access to calls, messages, and files. So the question is, was this a policy mistake or a useful correction after industry pushback?
Both. The government framed the app as anti-theft and security tooling, but the private, non-removable angle set off alarm bells about surveillance and vendor control. Major vendors like Apple and Samsung push back quietly, and civil society groups amplify privacy concerns. The reversal reduces immediate vendor friction, but it also leaves unanswered how to balance legitimate security needs with privacy and device autonomy.
In short, good politics and maybe better policy after the dust settles.
Let's hope so. Predictable rules beat sudden edicts.
Final story, Australia will start enforcing a nationwide social media age limit of 16 as soon as next week. Platforms must report monthly on closed child accounts or face heavy fines, and regulators want firms to stop evasion via VPNs.
It's a bold,
even experimental policy. The aim is child safety, but platforms warn the change could strip away nuanced parental controls and make some services less safe for kids. The obvious question, how enforceable is this, and what are the unintended consequences?
Enforcement is the hard part. Verifying age at scale without privacy-intrusive data collection is tricky, and VPNs or anonymous signups complicate compliance. The government's threat of fines signals seriousness, but legal challenges are already underway. If platforms remove features to comply, some kids might be pushed to less moderated spaces, exactly the opposite of the policy's intent. So the next months will be a test of tech, law, and real-world trade-offs.
Sounds like the classic policy paradox. Noble goal, messy execution.
Yep, and a reminder that tech policy needs careful engineering as much as it needs intention. The preceding audio summary was created at jesterengine.com, where you can find and verify the original sources.